Hey everyone, welcome to Parents and Parrots. I'm Mixie Casanova and I'm here with another video. It's not that really happy. It's not a happy video actually. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because I have a lot of parrots. I have 2 Indian Rainecks, an African Gray, 2 Lories, right? I have a set of black caps that are breeding, a set of parrotlets that are supposed to be a breeding pair. But those are things that the breeding pairs I just came across on Kijiji, and I liked them, so I got them. But they're breeding pairs, and they're already set up, and they already have nest boxes and stuff, so I don't really count them. But anyways, point of the matter, what I'm trying to get to, guys know I lost a few birds earlier this year, and I guess a part of me, I feel an empty spot, which I'm trying to fill. And it hasn't been filled yet. So anyways, I sat down and I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to I'm going to sell my cages and all of that stuff. And I'm going to just stick with the parrots that I have and, work with them and deal with them and whatever. And I do. Like, I love my parrots. Guys, I love my parrots. As you know, if you didn't, you're not spending so much money on parrots that you don't love, that's for sure. Our time or anything like that. And my blog and everything I do, it's so weird. Even when I'm on the road, I'm thinking about, okay, when I go to the dollar store, I go to, Walmart or something, I'm thinking, is there something there that I can give my parrots? Like, I love my parrots. So anyways, I decided that why not just finish off my flock with not another Gallic cockatoo, which I would absolutely love, but a Hawkhead. I'm in love with Hawkheads. I've wanted a Hawkhead since I started getting parrots. But again, Hawkheads are so deemed as like, the bird that is definitely for people that have experience, that they're very temperamental, they're just, they can switch on you on a blink of an eye. So it's definitely not a bird for a beginner. So I didn't get a Hawkhead. None of my birds were birds for beginners, though. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't really have a beginner bird, but yeah, no, I'm still learning as I go. Like, honestly, I'm learning as I go, and I started parenting parrots because of the loss of my bird, my Gallic cockatoo. It was devastating, and I didn't want people to be in my position, so I thought if I could bring education and knowledge to people, then maybe I could help somebody. Some of my videos are boring. Some of my videos are fun, at least to me, I think. And I do try to make fun videos, and I try to make educational videos. So that's all gravy. But I also try to bring awareness and to birds that you guys don't see on a regular, right? Like my black lory. So I decided I wanted a Hawkhead. I was going to close off my flock with a Hawkhead. I went looking, and I found 2 breeders who breed Hawkheads in Canada. So I thought, great. I contacted them, and one had an egg that was fertile. And I was ecstatic. I thought, I'm getting my Hawkhead. Great. Well, no, first I had to find out if I was on the list. So I think I started talking to I'm going to tell you guys, because I'm telling you guys this story because I'm devastated by this story. I was so hurt. And let me just say, I know that as a breeder, you have the right to say, no, I'm not selling to you. You definitely do. However, like I said, even when I went on my breeder site and I was talking to people, that is something that you do within the first couple of conversations. You talk to the person, you find out their education, their knowledge, and then you tell them, like, okay, unfortunately, based on what you're telling me, I don't think that you're a good fit for my parrot, and I refuse to sell to you. That would be perfectly fine. That was not the case here. I'm telling you, that was not the case here. Guys, I started talking to this breeder. I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you guys. I have to tell you guys this because I don't want anyone else to go through what I went through. I was heartbroken. I never sold my cage because I figured I needed it for the Hawkhead. when this guy came to me and said the first people that was supposed to get the Hawkhead canceled, so if you want it, it's yours. They didn't have a price for it, but I said, okay, well, I want it for sure. I started talking to these individuals April 17th. I don't know why. Hold on, let me just turn. Sorry, guys. I'm holding the camera, unfortunately. Okay, so I started talking to this individual April 17th. Okay? And that's only personal messages. I was talking to him on his Facebook page prior, but like not a lot prior, like maybe a day or something. He says he'll place me on the list. Fine. He says he doesn't know what the price will be yet, but it'll probably be somewhere upwards of 3,000. So I said, well, I read that they're like 2,500. Anyways, keep going, keep going. He's like, we'll put you on the list. You have no obligation. This is this. Okay, I said, fine. I'm very interested. If you know any books or anything that I can do, let me know, etc. So I'm gonna tell you, the guys. At this point, I'm skipping all of these. I'm skipping all of these messages to find out when he actually told me the trick is mine. May 13th. So April 17th, he said he'll put me on the waiting list. May 13th, he came back and told me, guess what? The other person in front of you says they can't take him. So I'm like, does that mean that the bird's mine? He's like, yes, if you wish. For sure, definitely, yes. But again, remember, they had no price. So that was May. So they sent me pictures. He spoke to me about the bird, letting me know how the bird's doing, telling me that they heard sounds from it. They're not banding. They're gonna band it, but an open band. Like, he told me everything. He sent me pictures of after the first feeding. Oh, the bird's staying with the gala cockatoo. Oh, we call him Little Ack because of blah blah blah. Oh, his fan's coming in perfectly. So you're telling me all of this. You're sending me pictures. So the bird's mine. The DNA came back on June 14th. So it's been a month now that we've been conversating, which he told me the bird was mine, right? So the DNA result came back, and it's a male. And we said we're asking $3,100 for the bird only, and then $3,320 for shipping and the cargo container and everything. So I asked when they would need the full amount by, because I wasn't trying to spend more than $3,000. But honestly, guys, I really wanted my Hawkhead. Like, I really wanted my Hawkhead. So he says they'll take a deposit of $500. He says, don't put yourself out if it's too much, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, I talked with my wife. Can you make us an offer? So let me just go back to what I said. Okay, when would you need the full amount by? That would give me a better idea if I could come up with that amount or not. That's what I said to him. So I told them $2,750. He's like, would that be for the bird or the total? So I said it would be perfect as a total, but I was thinking just for the bird and then the extra for shipping. So they would have got $2,950 basically. He says, I will see how low we can go. And that was June 20th, right? So fine. June 20th was that the last thing he said to me. We'll see how low we can go. Then he says June 30th, which is 10 days later, still working on the price on my end. Okay. So I said, okay, thank you, let me know. July 3rd, guys, July 3rd, he comes back and says, here's the situation. My wife will only come down to $3,000 plus shipping. I know that this is out of your price range, so if you can find a Hawkhead in the next little while at a price you want, then go ahead. Also, this complicates things. We have just been contacted by a family whose sister just lost her Hawkhead companion bird of 16 years the other day. They want to get another as she is not doing so well with an empty house and on her own. We'll be talking to her so as to check out the situation. If the Hawkhead does not go there, then I will make sure it comes to you at $2,750 total. Probably going to get in trouble for that. If it does go, I will honor that price next year should we have another. You'll be first on the list if you have not found one. I wish that I had a price as soon as the Hawkhead was hatched. I don't want you to think I have been leading you on. I hope you understand. So I messaged back. So if I'm understanding this correctly, even if I agree to $3,000 plus shipping, that doesn't matter because I'm being bumped for someone who already had a Hawkhead that passed at a pretty early age. Am I right? Did you just bump me? And he said, possibly yes. This ultimately is not my decision, sorry. It still may work out for you. I will be letting my wife know your displeasure with this. I regret this very much. You have no idea how annoyed I am at this end with her after building a trust and rapport with you. Now having to possibly let you down. She still has not talked to the other party, so there is still no guarantee it is going anywhere. Or going elsewhere, sorry. July 7th, he comes back and says, question, you are aware of Hawkhead's quick change temperaments? Just be aware of them around small children. They can go from cuddly to vicious in the blink of an eye, even around yourself. I have been bitten by our pet Hawkhead once she gets wound up. I have had to towel her to get her back in the cage. Otherwise, sweet as can be. This one has shown no aggressiveness apart from attacking the spoon when being fed. He gets pretty excited, ended up in the formula tonight, then sprayed it all over everywhere, flapping about. Still no contact with the other party. I am trying to get this sorted out as soon as I can with my wife. Hold on. So I came back and I said, hi, I have a black lorry and a green nape lorikeet. I can't picture a Hawkhead being any worse for playing and then getting so excited to start biting. When he goes through his sexual maturity, I'm sure he will attempt to test the waters even more than a simple temperament change. So question, what exactly are you guys waiting on for the person to say yes? They want your Hawkhead? Anyhow, it's okay. I've already given up on getting a Hawkhead this year, so no worries. Thanks for everything regardless. Because now I'm pissed off. He comes back and says, can I get your number, please? My wife wishes to talk with you regarding the Hawkhead. No decisions have been made yet. I gave him my number. That was July 9th. July 12th, he attempted to call me from an 807 number, and he says, I'm not sure if it was your daughter or the answer machine. I'll try again later, if not tomorrow. So you called. Why didn't you ask for me if my daughter answered the phone? Like, I don't understand why he didn't ask for me. So July 15th, he came back and said, I will try again later this week. Pretty busy the last few weeks getting chores done late after 12 your time, so I don't want to call then. Going to finish some cleaning and feeding now, then early to bed, I hope. July 28th, guys, I waited. July 28th. My wife will not let me sell the Hawkhead to a family with small children. She believes that the Hawkhead is too high-strung for little people and can cause injuries. I do not feel the way. I think he's saying the same way. I am sorry about this whole situation. I can't convince her no matter what. July 28th. I messaged you April 7th. You guarantee me the bird May. And July 28th, you come and tell me, no, we're not selling you the Hawkhead because you have kids. What? Why am I being discriminated against because I have kids? I understand. They said they won't sell to a family that has small children. Okay. So I tried to go back to his page. And I tried to go back to his page, like, on Facebook to see when I sent him the first message to say, hey, do you have any Hawkhead babies available? But the page has changed a lot. It looks like they deleted all the pictures of the Hawkhead. They deleted all the messages. Like, they completely cleaned the page, which makes me question what's going on, because why would you do that? It was fully functional before. Everything was there. Yeah, am I the only one that thinks that's weird? Like, who really goes through and deletes all your posting, all your pictures of a certain bird and everything? Like, his other birds that he had bred and is there, but it's like he deleted everything else. So it's kind of like they wiped the page clean with just a few little pictures. And I'm trying to figure out, why would you do that? It makes me feel weird. It makes me wonder, like, what's going on. Yeah. It's not, the Hawkhead's not even showing on their site, so I guess they gave it to somebody else. I don't know. Anyhow, or maybe they decided to keep it for themselves because it was their first baby from this pair. Who knows? Who knows? All I know is that Parrots Only Aviary is shady. I'm telling you guys, I wouldn't. It was so funny because when I did ask people for advice about which breeder to go to, they all told me to go to the other breeder. But the other breeder, unfortunately, his parrots, the eggs that they were on, died because they left the nest because there was a really bad storm and they're outside. So he has none. So that's why I was like, all right, cool. I'll just stick with this Parrots Only Aviary. And Mark and Didi, I looked them up online. They had someone written a news thing on them. So I read them there, and they seemed okay. I didn't see anything bad, and I read the reviews on the Facebook, but there wasn't a lot, but there was like 2, which were okay. Anyhow, so I was discriminated against and told that they will not sell me a Hawkhead. And I even went back and I was like, I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of parrots. I took Susan Freeman's course for living and learning with animals. So I'm very equipped with training. Like, I went and I helped out at the bird supply store, and I was trained there. I'm talking to consultants to try and get hands-on training. Like, I don't understand what more I could have said to him to make him be like, yeah, it's okay. So I just feel like they just didn't want to sell me the bird. And they could have just said that, like, unfortunately, we don't feel that you're the right fit. And I would have accepted that. It would have hurt, but I would have took it. I would have took it better than you telling me, oh, we can't sell it to you because you have small kids. Because you knew I had small kids since I was talking to you. Because I told you that I was on maternity leave, so I didn't really want to spend a certain amount. So why wait till everything's supposed to be going, and then all of a sudden now there's excuse after excuse after excuse? It is what it is. I know for a fact that they didn't sell the bird to that female who lost her Hawkhead. They didn't sell it to her. She ended up getting a rehome, a 4-year-old bird. See, this just tells you, as much as the bird world in Canada is big, it's also small, because I found her. And I didn't really find her. I spoke to somebody who knew her, and we put 2 and 2 together and realized it's the same person. But anyways, guys, yeah, I have no problem. Like I said, I have no problem with him looking out for me or her looking out for me to say, oh yeah, I know you have small kids. It's not a good fit. But that should have been something that should have been said to me months prior to July 28th. If I was talking to you in April, then that's April, May, June. That's 4 whole months. Why didn't you let me know in the beginning, as soon as you were talking to me? If you knew that you didn't want the Hawkhead to go to a family that had kids, the first question then, if I didn't tell you, should have been, do you have kids? Which I know I told him, but the question should have been, do you have kids? And then be like, unfortunately, we don't sell Hawkheads to people who have kids. And then what? I couldn't argue this. But now it's been 4 months. You had me waiting for you. You had me thinking I was getting a Hawkhead. I didn't sell my bird cages. I just cleaned them down, waiting for it, bought toys for it, everything. And then you come and tell me, oh yeah, no, you're not getting it. Because you have kids. My kids know the safe distance. My kids don't poke their fingers in the cages. My kids know which birds that, like, they, you know, see which birds they can interact with, which birds they can't. And this is a baby. This is a baby. You can't tell me that I couldn't train him to even accept the presence of kids. And yeah, he may be temperamental, but you would see it coming on. Anyways, I was discriminated against. So if the better breeder, who everybody suggested, does eventually get eggs, I will get a Hawkhead at that time. But as of right now, I won't be getting a Hawkhead. Yeah, just telling you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Was Parrots Only okay to drag me on for 4 months and come with like 3 different excuses before telling me the one thing I couldn't argue with, which is I have kids? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, parenting parrots is not about being a parent. It's not about being a pet owner, but being a parent to a toddler in parrot form. Thank you so much for watching. Love ya.